Hi, I'm Heather O'Neill. I've been fostering since 1999. I did take about 6 to 9 years off, kind of off and on, so around 27 years. I have two children in my care right now. They are my grandchildren. Um, so we're doing kin and care. I fostered hundreds of children over the years, long term and short term. My grandmother was a foster parent, and my mom did kin and care. It wasn't called that back when I was a kid. And she always had tons of kids in the house growing up. And when my husband and I met, we wanted children, and I couldn't carry to term. So we decided that we would foster kids and give kids a temporary home while we could, because it was just something we wanted to do. We were raising two kids at the time. My friend's kids, that she was an alcoholic and couldn't raise her kids. So we decided to step up and raise those two kids for almost 10 years. So we figured if we've done that, we might as well become foster parents too, because we were already used to giving the kids back. We knew the heartache. Well, without fostering, I wouldn't have my grandchildren, because I would never have met their mother, right? My daughter. It's it's like a cycle um, of heartbreak and happiness. You never know which is going to come into the mixture. It is just something that you never know. You have to always be willing to expect the unexpected and look for the good and kindness in all of them, because they're just little beings and all they want is to be loved. And that's what I did it for. And that's how it's impacted my life and my son. I did get pregnant. I had my son. He's 23. He's actively involved, and it's been something we've done as a family. Challenge was I raised a little girl for 4.5 years. She didn't have very many access visits. She was like my daughter. I really became attached. The whole family became attached. And it affected our life in a way that it was an empty pit, a loss with that one, because we didn't think she was going back. We were going through for adoption, and then she did go back, because there's always someone that could come. And it impacted us by having to actually rethink what we were doing. And we thought we had it down where we knew we had to give them back, but after a long-term one, it's different, because they're almost like they're your kids, right? After that time. Um, and it just made me want to help more, because you don't know what that child's going home to. You don't know what the situation's going to be. There's always other children out there. So you were able to help that one return home. But what about the next one that's sitting there? You don't know what they've been through. And if you can give that little bit of love to that next child coming into care, and that little bit of love, it may not be much to you or I, but to that little one that hasn't had it. And it might just be a new toothbrush, it might just be a new hairbrush, or their own pillow. They haven't had that. So just to see the look and excitement on their face when you give them that little welcome gift, which could be a basket with toothpaste, a hairbrush, some hair ties, or for a boy, a little car or something. That smile that they put on, and it might not even be a smile on their face, it might just that look that, oh, is that for me? And it's might be a little bit of apprehension, but that is a change in their demeanor from when they first came in. And it's their way of saying, oh, I do count. And that's what you want to know. That would be my grandson. He has some different abilities than other children, and I hadn't seen them in many, many years. And he'd never bonded with anyone as a baby, and he was 9 when he came. And he's impacted my life in a way that it's almost like he's my Velcro. Like he's become a piece of my heart. He's Velcroed to it. No matter what he does wrong, as long as I don't look in those beautiful blue eyes, I know I'm okay. But it's just like he's just become part of me. And that's what these kids are. They become a part of you. Well, Tammy came out and would come in once a week, and she was amazing. Come in and help, offer any supports, any help me realize what was out there to help with anything that the children needed. My worker, Christine, has been there at the drop of a phone call. Um, Same with Allison, the children's workers. Not sure if I'm supposed to use names, but all of the old workers that were around before, like Liz Huday and Barb Blackburn and Dawn, they're Dawn Stewart, like they've all been there since the get-go. They've always been a helping hand. Um, it's like you know that you can just reach out, you can text them now, whereas before, when I first started fostering, we didn't have cell phones. They were out there, but not the agency didn't have them. We didn't have them. It was all a phone call and wait to be called back. Whereas now there's a quicker response. It's I know waiting that 5 minutes for that text or that phone call to come back in seems like forever, but it used to be forever when there wasn't texting and there wasn't electronics. Now it's a quicker response, and the agency's pretty good at responding. I've had one little issue with after hours, but other than that, my workers and the workers that I deal with on a day-to-day basis have been rock stars. Expect the unexpected and expect heartbreak, because it is a bunch of heartbreak. But if you realize that going in, it doesn't mean it's not going to happen, but you're there to help the kids, and yes, they're going to go home. Like, not all of them. You may get the odd one that can stay forever, but they're not here forever. They're here for a short time for us to help them and hopefully return home, and hopefully the home is better for them to go home to, or they go on to bigger and better things, maybe an adoptive home. It's all in how you look at it. You have to go into it with a positive attitude, and just remember, these kids are going to act out. They're not going to just sit there and look at you and say okay, because that's not what it's made up of. You've got to make a hard decision, and remember, if you have your own kids, these kids coming in are going to disrupt your home. But in the end, it's going to be in a good way, because they're going to actually see what your kids are like, how you handle it, that they're not going to get in trouble in bad ways, ways that they used to handle getting in trouble at home, which isn't sometimes a nice way. I'm not great, but some things that they're going to know that this is home for the time being. They always are going to have parents, whether they go on to adoption to new parents or go home to their existing parents or stay with you. You have to go in it with your eyes open and realize you're in it to give them love and not for any other reason. It's to help them get through their issues, the trauma that they're coming from. You're there to help. Fostering's not for everyone, but it is for those with big hearts and those that love children, because when you take that small child's hand in yours for the first time and they actually accept it, it's a feeling that you can't even explain, because they've accepted you. Fostering is something that, if you're interested in doing it, it is going to be very fulfilling. Just remember, there's going to be trials and tribulations all the way through, but the good outweighs the bad in the long run. You just have to stick in there, jump in with both feet. I hope you enjoy your fostering experience, because I know I've enjoyed mine.